Hello everybody, Nell here from the Four Corners, and welcome to a video simulating this battle between the Great Devourer from Season 1 and Wojira, the giant sea serpent from the most recent season of Ninjago, Seabound. And these are both some pretty big snakes, and I think it's going to be pretty cool to see them both fight. So today we're going to simulate a situation where both of them actually battle it out, and we'll see who wins. So let's say we're back in Season 1 and the Great Devourer eats Wu and Pythor and it's going over to Ninjago City, and the ninja aren't able to do much about this situation. The Great Devourer just eats them, unfortunately. And at the same time, this is where it starts to get cool. Kalmar has gotten the Storm Amulet from the Island of the Keepers. Obviously back then the writers did not know there was an uncharted island, but technically, according to the show, the island existed there the entire time. So Kalmar got the Storm Amulet and he was able to resurrect Wojira as well. So both these giant serpents are heading to Ninjago City, and the people in that city are going to have one heck of a time that day. So first of all, I think Harumi's family already dies, but at the same time Wojira is coming from the other side and it's creating this ginormous tidal wave. So already Wojira kind of has the advantage because it's able to move its environment wherever it goes, and it's also kind of able to control that storm above. So the Great Devourer is kind of stuck in water and a giant storm. So I think Wojira might be able to zap the Great Devourer a few times, and also Wojira has long range attacks, right? It's able to shoot giant purple lightning blasts. So already if the Great Devourer and Wojira are kind of coming at each other, Wojira has already fired at the Great Devourer, and the Great Devourer is kind of forced to dodge, leaving another move for Wojira to counter on this. It could drown the Great Devourer, unless the Devourer can swim. I know a lot of snakes are able to swim, but at the same time, I don't know how well the Great Devourer can fight while it's trying to swim. So the Great Devourer tries to attack back. It kind of does something to Wojira, but then Wojira ultimately maybe eats it. In size, I think they are very similar. We've seen them both on top of similar Ninjago buildings, and I think Wojira might be just a little bit bigger. I think the Great Devourer is a lot more longer, but that's where the next part of this video comes in, right? Because the Great Devourer can go bigger and bigger. Wojira cannot do that. So let's assume that Great Devourer eats a lot of stuff, because there's the whole ocean it has now, right? It's swimming around, it's eating cars, it's eating buildings, and originally the ninja didn't let it get too big, but this time it turns into an actual monster. So under that case, I think the Great Devourer will win. That depends on how big it can really get. If it gets as big as half of Ninjago Island, then it can easily defeat Wojira. So in the end, in a battle against Wojira and the Great Devourer, if Wojira is able to get the Great Devourer early and zap it and, you know, just destroy it as quick as possible, then Wojira has an easy win right here. But if the Great Devourer is able to get pretty big before this fight, then the Great Devourer easily wins. So it really depends on the circumstance, but if this was an actual Ninjago season, Nia would come in, or all the ninja would power up and destroy both of these serpents by the end. However, that is all for this fun little video fighting the Great Devourer and Wojira. I think I learned a lot about how these snakes would combat each other, and a lot of cool facts that I kind of forgot about both of these cool serpents. Thank you for watching, and as usual, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.